You're approved. Call our lucky number at 814-948-7777 or online at freedomchryslerjeepdodgeram.com. Freedom Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Northern Cambria, part of the Luther family of dealerships.
This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And it's 9:46 right now. Our interview segment's presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And joining us for their monthly visit is Beth Finnegan from the Indiana County Humane Society. It's good to see you again, Beth.
Hi, Josh.
How are things?
Things are doing great. It's so nice to be here.
It's good to see you once again. Now, you wanted this month to focus on shelter pets.
Right, and in the adoption process, just to kind of give people an idea about how that all works out.
I'm a little bit familiar on the adoption process because, full disclosure, my mom actually adopted a furry friend about a couple months ago.
That's right.
And they went through the adoption process, and they went through all the paperwork that needed to be done, but it is all a necessary thing. This is, I guess, to make sure that the people, A, can provide,
yes,
and B, can give the love that's needed.
Absolutely.
For the pets.
Very well put. Thank you. Yeah. Josh, that's perfect. Yeah. So like Josh just said, the first thing that folks need to do is fill out an adoption application. They're available on our website, incohumanesociety.com. They're available in our lobby. If you just like to stop by the shelter at 191 Airport Road, you can pick one up, fill one out. And then the next step would be to view the pets that are available for adoption. You can also do that on our website under the Animals tab and find a pet. Or you can come into our lobby. We have a couple tablets in there that have the pictures of the pets that are available for adoption and little biographies about them. And that can start your process in terms of finding your furry friend. Mm-hmm. And, we have currently 23 dogs available for adoption and 85 cats.
Wow.
I know. And the cat population is growing. I think last time we talked about how it was kitten season, and boy, are we seeing that at the shelter right now.
So, again, as you mentioned, a lot of dogs, a lot of cats up for adoption. So, are there any that are kind of standouts that have that you think would make would make it a really nice home for somebody?
Well, okay, they're all standouts in my mind. That's the best
true,
part of
yeah.
my job. So, but we have like a newer dog resident, Schnookums, who's there. We have a long-term dog resident, Gunner, and a newer cat resident, Big Mac. And then I was just going to focus for a minute on Bellatrix, who is a long-term cat resident. She's a big girl with a bigger personality. Uh-huh. She's been with us since 2019.
Aww.
And she is just so loving. And for example, this is so sweet. When she gets her cage cleaned in the morning, she'll jump out of her cage and land perfectly on a shelter staff's shoulder, and just like a parrot. And then they'll taxi her over to her favorite little perch, where she likes to snack on treats until it's time for her to return to her cage. And she just is a sweet, sweet, sweet girl.
And the name Bellatrix. Uh-huh. That's a good name.
I know. Well, I have to say, our staff thinks of these names. I got to give them all the credit.
Harry Potter reference, I would say.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So, what are the fees to adopt an animal?
That's a great question. So, for cats, it's $120, and for dogs, it's $250. And folks are often like, well, what does that cover?
Yeah,
well,
that was my next question, actually.
Yeah. And so it covers the animals getting all their shots, their rabies shots, their vaccinations, the various tests that they need to have, and also their spay or neuter.
Okay. Now, I understand that there's some discounts in effect as well?
Absolutely. We honor our military every day, and we offer 50% off adoption fees for our military friends.
You'd be surprised how much an animal friend will help somebody in the military, especially if they've gone through some tough times and maybe suffering from PTSD or something else.
Yes.
So it's amazing how much an animal friend can be of aid to somebody in the military.
Oh, very much so. And to all of us, yeah. And so, what's important when we adopt a new friend into our family, we have to remember this is a new experience. It's just kind of like if you or I started a new job, moved into a new apartment, went to a new city, we have an adjustment period.
I think that's what my mom and dad are going through right now with, I will say her name, Ellie Mae.
Ellie Mae,
yeah. She has been very shy. She has been exploring at night, I think.
Uh-huh.
And she's I think, just about getting over the bashfulness.
Yeah. Well, see, that fits in perfectly with what they call the 333 rule.
Oh, okay. Explain that for our listeners.
So the 333 rule refers to the first 3 days, and then the first 3 weeks, and then the first 3 months after bringing an animal home from the shelter into your house. And so it just has to do with expectations, really. And so you can imagine in the first 3 days, it might be a little overwhelming for the animal. They're exploring their new environment. They might not eat or drink water as much as normal, but that they're getting settled in. And then after 3 weeks, you see them becoming more comfortable, exploring their environment, maybe getting into a routine more. Maybe at this point, you might start seeing some behavioral issues. So I will talk to that's when you need to start working on those.
All right. So kind of at the 3-month mark.
Right, about at the 3-week mark. And then at 3 months, that's when, on average, you're seeing these animals settle into their home. They're comfortable. They've built up trust. They have a true bond with you. And there's a sense of security that they have with their new family. And they're really set in their routine. So it takes time. I mean, just like us humans
we take a little time to get into the groove.
Exactly, the groove. Yeah. It takes our animal friends that same amount of time, too.
All right. Now, as I was looking over the notes for this, I understand that there is a special thank you that you wanted to give out to a business.
Oh my gosh, yes. So the folks at Government and Civil Employee Services, they came to us a couple months ago and said, we want to sponsor an adoption, and in honor of Adopt a Shelter Pet Day, which was at the end of April. And we said, that's great. So they came in and made a generous and lovely donation. And we did some video filmings. I know if you go on their website, you can see the videos we filmed. And the dog that they sponsored was Elroy. And Elroy is a sweet, sweet boy, and he's blind.
Aww.
And so a very special family came and visited with him a few times. They actually have a dog that's deaf. And so they were used to a kind of a special needs dog.
Okay.
And anyway, they adopted Elroy.
That's good.
And we received word just about a few days ago from them with lots of pictures, and Elroy settled into their house, and they are giving Elroy his best life ever. So we're so thankful for the family that adopted Elroy, and then certainly for GCES for sponsoring Elroy's adoption, and welcome any other companies or individuals that want to do an adoption sponsor to come to the shelter, and we can make that happen. And people are so thankful. The people that adopted Elroy didn't even know that the adoption was sponsored until the day they adopted Elroy.
Now, with the fact that their pets do provide a lot of happiness, I do kind of hate to go to the downer side of things. When the pet, as when I was young, they say they went to the farm. Or across the Rainbow Bridge is a good euphemism for it. So there are services that the Humane Society can provide as well when that happens.
True that. Yeah, we have our Forever Loved pet cremation services that are open to families, and we are there to help them through these times of loss and sadness. We offer our community very reasonable cremation prices for their pets and have a full array of urns, and we work with the individuals to make sure that we do precisely what they want with their pets and return the ashes to them. And I just encourage folks to call 724-465-3977 for information. They can also call the shelter, or we also have a website, Forever Loved 15701.com, and forever is spelled F-U-R.
Yeah, I was about to say
E-V-E-R. Yes.
Let's end this on a good note.
Okay. All right.
One of the favorite traditions of the Humane Society, and I'm going to hold the poster up here for our Facebook viewers.
Oh yes,
it is Yappy Hour season.
It sure is. How exciting is this? I mean, this is a true sign of summer. So the second Thursdays of June, July, and August. So it would be June 9th, July 14th, August 11th. Benjamin's hosts Yappy Hour. And this has been going on for years. And we're so thankful to Mary Ann and her staff for making this Yappy Hour event so much fun. And it's a great way for people who support the shelter to come out, have fun. They can bring their animals on a leash. We are on that beautiful back patio at Benjamin's.
Yeah.
There's music and door prizes, drink specials, and your $10 donation get you the drink specials and also half price appetizers.
Oh. Now I've been dealing with puns with all week from Jake, but I kind of expected that.
Yeah, so thank you to Benjamin's for doing this again this summer. We look forward to see you and everybody out there.
Excellent. And I think we're just about at the mark, but there's one more fundraising event coming up, and that's the Cash Bash.
It is, yes. The Cash Bash is coming up in August. This is a great event out at the Red Barn Sportsman's Club in Homer City. Tickets will be available really soon. So just call the shelter if you're interested. And we look forward to seeing people out there. It's a wonderful summer event, and we have a great time.
That's excellent. Well, we're just about at the mark, but you know what? There's a lot of great stuff going on at the Indiana County Humane Society. And probably the best way to find I will say the pun, forever friend, is to head out there. What's the web address again?
The web address is incohumanesociety.com.
And if they have any questions?
They can call 724-465 pets, so 7387, but the last four digits spell pets.
All right. Excellent.
465 pets.
Beth, it is great to see you once again. Thanks very much for joining us on Indiana in the Morning. Please give all our best over at the Humane Society to everybody helping out over there.
I sure will. Thank you so much, Josh.
That's Beth Finnegan of the Indiana County Humane Society joining us this morning on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Our interviews are presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people.